Hi everybody, this is Nick. Let's go ahead and continue. Sorry, I when I ended the video, the previous video, I kind of had to burp. I'm actually drinking a lot of these raspberritas. I just picked up at the store. Has 8% alcohol. Not bad. It's actually pretty good. Come in little cans though. I want them in bigger cans so I can get wasted sooner. But they're carbonated, so I kind of burp afterwards. So I try not to burp into my mic, but you know, whatever. Okay, so can't talk. Northern town of Mordavia. Let's go ahead and do it.
As you enter the northern part of the town, you hear the sound of a chisel chipping away at a stone block. A man is carving gravestones at one end of the street. Your attention quickly moves from the stone carver to the ominous Gothic building in the center of the street. There is definitely something not right about this structure. It's too dangerous to use magic in town during the day. The townspeople are very suspicious of magic users.
Okay, so this looks like some kind of fly or moth or something. At least to me, anyways. Okay, what the hell is this? Let's go take a look at this.
This is a bas-relief of a strange creature. It looks like an octopus with only 6 tentacles. You have a creepy feeling as if it is looking right back at you.
Okay, so remember that. We're going to be using it. So first things first, let's go ahead and greet the
The
gravedigger.
headstone carver stares at you and then goes back to work.
Okay, let's introduce ourselves.
You introduce yourself to the gravedigger.
Me, Igor.
Okay, so now, I don't want to really rant, but I'll point out that the name Igor is actually, at least maybe in America, is associated with people or with characters in movies who are kind of ugly or kind of their bodies kind of morphed and stuff. So there you have it. I don't know why, it just is. If you watched Van Helsing, you got Igor, who was kind of a helper of Dr. Frankenstein, and then Dracula. And then there's in Death Race, one of nicknames for what's his name? Jason Statham was Igor, right? You're about the ugliest person in this in the prison. I'm gonna call you Igor. So a little bit of a fun fact. Okay, let's go ahead and greet him and see what's going on.
Building was Adventurers Guild. No adventurers, no guild. Town Mordavia, this north part of town. Oh, this day job. Also work graveyard shift. Little graveyard humor there. Igor dig graves in cemetery. Igor put dead person in grave. Igor cover dead person with dirt. Igor put headstone on grave. Oh, plenty job security around here. Business is piling up. Little graveyard humor there. Again.
Igor's kind of funny. A lot of graveyard humor, by the way.
Oh, Igor not hear rumors. Igor not no stranger in town. Igor not no doctor make strange things in lab. Igor not no funny man in inn not funny. Igor not know many things. Igor not hear many things.
Okay, the funny man and in not funny, that's actually, we're gonna experience that later on I think like day 2 or 3. So I don't know if the lines for him got kind of mixed up or what, but there you have it.
Bad building. No go there. Bad, bad, bad.
Okay, monastery is bad. Okay, so here's the Adventurers Guild. Let's take a look. Listen at the door.
It's completely silent beyond the door.
Okay, let's break down the door.
Force the guild door open. It breaks right off its hinges.
Huh. I suppose you can break. I suppose you can break it instead of let me exit it and try unlocking. Weird. Okay, so get. Oh, okay. I hope I hope I didn't mess up the game. Okay, so even though I have climbing, Oh, honor at 297. Oh, that's probably because I broke the door. Oops. You don't see any grappling hook here for me to pick up. So let's go ahead and take a look at the book
This
here.
desk holds the adventurer's logbook, a quill pen, and an inkwell. You read in the adventurer's log about some of the exploits of past adventurers in Mordavia. Prominent among them is the story of Piotr and the Dark One's cult. Near the end of the book, Piotr tells how he led the armies against the Chernovi cult outside the Dark One's cave. The fighters were trained soldiers, but the cult members fought like madmen. Suddenly, the cult members changed their forms and became grotesque monsters. Many of the soldiers panicked and ran. The battle was nearly lost. Then Piotr heard the voice of Irana. "By all my will, I banish you too." The voice was cut off. The cult members screamed and ran. Piotr entered the cave and searched for some sign of life. All he could find were the grotesque remains of cult members. The only sign of Irana was her magical staff lying on the ground. Piotr picked it up and left the cave, knowing that Irana was beyond his help. Piotr then tells how he brought the staff back to town and placed it in the town square. A garden of flowers instantly sprang up around it. Near the end of the book, Piotr tells that he was going to seek out the rituals of the Dark One and destroy them. There are no later entries.
Okay, if you're a paladin, you can find out what happened to him. Otherwise, well, I suppose I can tell you. Basically, he tried to fight a Master Wraith, and he actually was defeated by the said Master Wraith. So if you're a paladin, you can get a sword by fighting the Master Wraith. If you are a fighter, you actually get a battle axe, which is really cool.
That would be a lot easier if the desk had a drawer.
Okay, let's sign the logbook.
You sign your name into the adventurer's logbook with a flourish. It's almost become a habit by now.
Okay, flourish, important. It's kind of integral towards Quest for Glory games.
There's no sign at all of a crack or seam in this case. You can't find any way to open it, or even a place to slip in your dagger. The case looks totally solid, as if it was constructed around the sword. A plaque reads, "Break glass in emergency only." The case is totally sealed. You can't find any way to open it.
Yeah, you can't get the sword, I'm sorry to say. You can only get it as a fighter. I don't think you can use open here.
This is not a good place.
Yeah. How about force bolt?
This isn't.
Yeah, sorry to say. Let's see if we can use our dagger to open it.
This is not a good place to.
Yep. So you can't really do any of that.
All of the hooks are empty.
Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the bookshelf.
Hey, this isn't a lending library. Nice try. But the bookshelf won't budge. If there's a secret passage around here, it's hidden a different way.
Okay, let's read some books.
Which book do you want to read?
This is actually kind of important. The Hero Magazine and Creative Casting.
As you scan through Hero, the Journal of General Job Adjusting, you find quite a bit of information that might be useful here. There are a series of articles about the land of Mordavia. The town originally grew up around Castle Borgov. The Borgovs were the boyars, or local noblemen, assigned the role of guarding the area from invaders. The chapter on fauna describes a number of interesting creatures. The Necritor is a vicious carnivore with big, sharp teeth. Some of the other monsters sound even more horrific. In the forest lives the Lishi, a creature known for playing practical jokes on travelers and playing riddle games, but which can also be helpful to those it likes. You learn about the Rosalka, the spirit of a murdered unmarried woman. Such spirits are said to inhabit lakes and rivers. They try to avenge themselves by drowning any man foolish enough to approach them. You could really learn a lot by reading this magazine thoroughly, instead of just browsing through it. Isn't it nice that we included a complete copy in your game box?
Dun 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 dun. Okay, let's take a look at this brochure here.
The book turns out to be an advertising brochure. It says, I, Dr. Cranium, predict that someday one of my descendants will become the subject of a major computer game. The Castle of Dr. Brain from Sierra Online. Jeez, how cheesy can you get?
Shameless advertising. Okay, what's this creative casting?
The book is all about using spells in unusual and creative ways, such as calming a fire, using alternate flame and frost spells to make something brittle and break, and so on. You pick up a number of useful tips which will improve your spellcasting.
Awesome. Okay, let's take a look at this talk fu.
This book teaches the ancient oriental art of talk fu. How to overcome opponents by attacking them with the unpronounceable names of martial arts forms and confusing them with fortune cookie wisdom. You get lost somewhere between karate and kuksu.
Okay, that's really all there is to do here. Let's take a look. You see, our magic went up with the thanks to the creative casting. Nothing else really went up. I thought communications would go up with the talk fu stuff, but apparently it didn't. Okay, next on our to-do list is to take a look at the moose.
It's a rare example of the deadly Mordavian moose, distinguishable by its long, fang-like canines. Someone has strung garlic around its neck, probably in hopes that it will stay on the wall. Are you kidding? It would probably bite your fingers off, then suck the blood out of them. You'd better moose out of this one.
I guess you can't get the garlic from the moose.
Are you kidding?
Okay, now the exercise machine, you can only work so long once a day. So let's go ahead and exercise here.
Your legs are too stiff and sore to use this right now.
Okay, he says that, but you can actually just use the rest button, because remember, you can rest an infinite amount of time. And go ahead and click again.
There's only a certain amount of punishment your body can stand on any given day. Enough pain, enough gain for now. Try again tomorrow.
Okay, so basically this means that you can't go anymore. And let's see what strength went up by 10 points. Not bad. Let's see. I don't think we can use levitate here, actually. Not a good time. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. Leveling up spells is quite easy. You can actually any aimable spell. You can actually the little aiming cursor will remain, so you can just click or hold enter. Then stuff that isn't, like say detect magic,
you sense no magic in this.
You can actually just click on the magic sign twice. 1, 2,
you sense no,
and you see it automatically casts it, which is really nice. You can just stand there and cast and you know, cast it back and forth, which is really cool. Other than that, there's really not much to do here. Next day we can add some more weight
placing a few more
to it, but in the meantime we're not going to. We're not going to go into the monastery just yet, so what I'm going to do is go into the eastern part, and then I'm going to end my video here. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for watching. My name is Nick, and I am signing out. I will see you in the... Oh, there we go. In the next video. Thank you so much for watching once again. Bye-bye.